Hey everyone, and welcome back to Authentic Worth Publishing, bringing worth back into you through storytelling and book writing. I want to humbly take this opportunity on behalf of Authentic Worth and the team to say a massive thank you to our recent subscribers. As mentioned before, for those of you who are on our mailing list and have seen our posts on our social channels, that we have now reached 1,000 subscribers, and I'm sure it's even more than 1,000 since I last checked. So thank you so much for your support and your love and contributions onto this channel. We've also been recently receiving emails from those who watch our videos around the world, and it truly is encouraging. And I'm really hoping that your book writing journeys are treating you all very well. Now that we've reached 1,000 subscribers, I want to just give some knowledge and some insight into what you need to do to prepare your book as a first-time author. Now, it's really easy to have an idea, but that idea can be very difficult to navigate if you don't have the right tools and resources and people around you. I like to start with a story because I believe that stories and experiences can help you as you take the time to listen and really envision yourself as if it was your own. How I started my book writing journey actually was at university, where I started looking at opportunities to expand my skill set in business, marketing, and ideally property. And thankfully, I was working part-time during those seasons of balancing it with finding a job. So it was relatively okay, manageable, but okay. And I was able to use all the things that I went through, despite the length of time I had to look for a job. I was able to take the time to write out what was on my mind, what was on my heart, and how I can actually give back and encourage women who are also in the season of waiting for their jobs to come. For those of you who know, especially those who have finished university, you would know that it can be quite challenging to find a full-time job after university. And that was my story. But I didn't allow the struggle or the wait or the length of time to deter me from writing. And through that writing journey, I decided to turn it into a blog. And the blog is called the Women's Worth Conference Group, which I'm so glad to say that we are 10 years in. And actually thinking about it, I just wonder and say, wow, how did I start blogging so consistently? But it was my blog that kept me busy during the seasons of looking for jobs. And through that blog, I was able to write my first book called It's Time to Heal, one of our best-selling books for women. For those of you who have not yet got this book, you need to go on Amazon and read the reviews and really understand what this book entails, because it is for all women, for all seasons of life. One of our bestsellers. And also, if you would like a signed copy by the author, you are also welcome to visit the website on authenticworth.com/books. And you will also get a free goodie as well alongside buying online on our website. But other than that, it has really been an honor seeing the journey of my writing career grow. And these are the steps that I've taken to get me to where I am today. I am now an author of 8 books, and I also help authors publish and share their first books. And it has been such a beautiful and humbling journey where I have seen not only my books flourish, but also helping our authors to grow and really see their books flourish as well and become so great at what they do. Not only are they publishing books, but they are balancing it with full-time work or full-time business, and they are also having their book launches and workshops and traveling opportunities as well. Some of our authors so far have also received grants this year, which has also been such a big highlight for us as a business, and for myself personally, that when I can see the amount of work that goes into publishing a book and yet you can receive grant funding on top, that is just icing on the cake that should never be taken lightly. The journey is all about how you start. It's not about how you finish, but it's really about starting that process and being intentional about your journey and not looking back or giving up. So these are some of the ways that helped me on my journey in writing a book. Now, I know that writing a book isn't always easy. There are some people who may find it hard to start the introduction, or they focus mainly on the chapters, but then they forget, for example, the acknowledgements page. They might forget the conclusion. They might forget the reference page. They might forget a bibliography page. They might forget to even write about themselves or what the book is about, because They're so focused on the chapters themselves, and that's not the problem. We know that in a book, the main meat of it is the chapters, but we still need a strong introduction. We need a copyright page. We need someone that possibly, this is an option, not compulsory, someone that could potentially be the forward contributor. We might need someone who can illustrate for us. We might need someone who may be able to demonstrate bar graphs and charts, etc., for financial and figurative purposes. There's just so much that goes into the journey of becoming a writer and an author, and more importantly, publishing a book. And books are so valuable. I tell you, most of the conversations that I have with loved ones is, so what book are you currently reading at this time? Because I want to learn. I want to learn from other people, not just reading books that I know, but also reading other people's books. And that's why it's important that regardless of the season that you are in, you take the time to do your research and really take advantage of your network and find out what books are they reading. Whether that's to attend networking events, whether that's to buy someone that you know's book. Maybe someone has recently released a book. You never know if you need it unless you buy it and read it. And this is something that we really have to be so intentional about, taking the time to invest in one another. When we read our authors' books through their manuscripts, it gives us joy because we've got so much to read. And it can come from a personal place. It can come from a professional place, but it must come from a place of authenticity where people can really feel what the author is saying. There are books that once you see it, the moment you even read the back of the book cover, you're sold, because only you know the season that you're in. Only you know what you're going through. And when you know what you're going through, it makes it easier for you to help your community overcome their own journey. So when it comes to learning how to start your book for a beginner, don't overthink it, just write it. Have an outline of things that you want to see in your book. You've got your copyright page, your acknowledgements page, a preface, an introduction page, your chapters, and then a conclusion, an epilogue, maybe a bibliography, if some of the terms are quite difficult for your readers to understand, a reference page, some notes. It's so important, but remember that every book is different. So in other words, the way you structure your book may not be the same way someone else structures theirs, and that's okay. There's no one size fits all because every book is different. The nature of a fiction book is definitely different to the nature of a non-fiction book and a children's book and vice versa. But we have to read books that stimulate our minds and help us to grow daily. And this is what Authentic Worth is about. When you go on our website, you will see all the genres that we publish in the Publishing Services tab. You will see all our services and what we will provide for you. And you will also see the testimonials as well from our recent visitors and clients. We have been so occupied with serving our community. And this is what it's all about. Even now, as we are in the autumn period, as a business, we ask ourselves, what season are we in? How can we really amplify and help our authors? Sometimes our authors will call us and let us know how they're doing with their work. Accountability. And we are so grateful when that happens. We don't take that lightly. Even though we have monthly accountability coaching sessions with our clients, they are still able to call us outside of those sessions and give us updates on the progress of their book. That is what we want to see as a business. Not just leaving them to do everything by themselves, but also making sure that they are responsible for their book writing journey. So ask yourself today, how are you taking full responsibility of your book writing journey? What networking events are you attending? What memberships are you joining? At Authentic Worth, we have a friendly membership package for every author, creative, writer, business owner, solopreneur that wants to enhance their writing to the next level. And we are also currently working on something that we will not mention now until next year when it appears. And these are all for writers from all walks of life. Whether you are in the intermediate level, whether you are on the foundation level, we are here to help you. But for now, when I think about you as an author, as an individual, I ask you, if you were to stand in front of me, I'll ask you, how is your writing journey going? What are you currently learning in the season that you are in? What is your book going to be based on? And you need to answer them without no fuss, because the beauty of a book must come out so eloquently. And I always say this, that everybody does have a book in them, whether they believe it or not. Everyone has something in them to give out to the community. And sometimes when we don't think that we do, we hide. And there could be great books in you that are yet to be birthed, but you're not giving it out. And that is dangerous. You're not sharing it with people because you want it to be perfect. And I have to say this, ladies and gents, we don't live in a perfect world. So nothing that we can ever do will be perfect. But we can always trust that how much we give out to our community will be more than enough. People are willing to learn from your life's lessons. You will be so surprised. Recently, even on LinkedIn, there's been so many encouraging posts, from business advice to personal advice to pricing in your business to knowing how to navigate difficult seasons. There's so many things out there that you can talk about and provide a solution. Remember that your book is a solution to someone's need. It's not something that should be hidden. And speaking of that, we have our 8th book launch coming up next month in October 2024. And this is going to be in person, and it feels like it's been a while that we've had a book launch in person, although our last book launch in person was actually last year, July. But for this specific book, it is called The Cost of Intentional Marriage, written by my husband and I. And I'm going to link it in the description bar below as well for you to read in your own time. This is a book that is intentional about marriage and about unity. And we are so excited to be coming back to that place where we can pour back into people, especially when it comes to marriages. And there are so many books online that are about marriages that can encourage, that you can tap into as well. And this is what I mean about enjoying the journey. If I didn't start my journey of writing in 2014, I don't think I would have written my 8th book right now. Because from that first book to now the 8th book, I've had to look in between those stages and ask myself, what have I learned back to back, year to year, that has made me so consistent? Some people, they may just want to publish one book and that's fine. Other people, they want to publish multiple books and that's great. But the key is to use that book and navigate it around your community. Find a way to provide a service. What solution is your book going to make in my life? That could be another question that I may ask you when I meet you face to face. And I'm really hoping that at some point I get to meet all you lovely people, because you have been so supportive during this journey of authentic worth. I still remember when I had a dream that we had 85 subscribers. And although at the time it felt low, we were grateful to have 85 views. But now from 85 to 1,000 plus, that's a big jump. And we're still on the journey. And this is not a sprint. We're not expecting to hit 1 million tomorrow. Even though, wow, if that was the case, that would be great. But no, we're genuinely taking it one step at a time, because we have learned the beauty of delayed gratification as a business and as individuals. Even our authors, we encourage them the same way. Don't rush a book. Don't feel the need to put everything out there all at once. It's a process which takes time. And that process is going to work out for your good if you are able to enjoy it. And ask yourself, what am I learning in the process, rather than when am I going to get to the final destination? It's always that final destination that brings so much pressure. But you have to realize that how you start your book writing journey will be different to the person next door to you. Some people, they start their books from a season of pain, maybe private pain, maybe things that they've encountered at work. It could be personal issues. And some people start a book from work. Maybe they've seen a gap in the market and they want to provide a solution. Some people start a book according to a friend or a family member that says, you can do it. I'm encouraging you, I'm cheering you on. So how is your book going to start? What ways are you going to find solutions to provide for your community? How can you help the next person around you to pursue their desires in writing a book? And how can you encourage them to start? By attending workshops, attending online seminars, being around like-minded people. There's only so much you can do by yourself, as an author, as a creative. When I started my journey, I knew I had to have people accountable and around me. I didn't want to do this journey on my own. Even though it costed, it was worth it. And we have to remember that books are never a liability, they are an asset and they are investments to your future self. A book will never expire. Even books that are published in the 90s, in the 80s, they are still valid up till now. You will be surprised. Books that have been published just 10 years ago are still valid up till now. Even your book that you have hidden or left online for other people to find and you're expecting it to blossom, it still has value, but you need to work it. You need to work that book. And I don't want to dive into book launches per se too much because that is also a part of the process. When you publish a book, the next thing is to celebrate it. Have a party for it. Every single year I celebrate my books, and that's through giving it out as a book giveaway and to thank my community for standing with us. And next year, our 8th book is going to be 1 year old. But my first book, written in 2016, is currently 8 years old plus. The journey of book writing. And that's why we stand for what we stand for through our slogan, bringing worth back into you through storytelling and book writing. So I ask you again, what is your book about? And what is your preparation stages on how to start? How are you currently starting your book writing journey? What steps are you taking? Are you in a membership? Are you invested in coaching? Are you networking? Are you going to the right events and seminar opportunities? Are you going to the right conferences? Or are you just spreading yourself too thin and expecting to receive so much information, but you don't know how to apply it into your own journey? We are here for you as a business. We understand how it feels to start, and we want to work with you together to get your book published, because we know what it takes to publish a great book, and it takes a lot of patience and a lot of self-belief. Now, if I can write 8 books within 8 years, what is stopping you? And for those of you who would like to know more about the books that I've written, I will also link it down in the description bar below for you to read in your own time and check out. Now, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of Authentic Worth to thank you so much once again for the support that has been given on this channel. And I'm really hoping at one point it would be great to meet you. Whether you come to the UK or I come to you, you have to let me know where you're based in the comments section below, because I won't know where you're based. So what have you learned from the video, and what key steps are you going to take going forwards in writing that book? Leave your comments below, and I look forward to getting through to all of them in due course. But without further ado, I want to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to you once again. And I'm really hoping and believing that your book writing journey will indeed be a fruitful one for you. Thank you so much. Until next time, we will see you in the upcoming video. Take care and all the best with your writing journey. Bye-bye.